People eat too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption on meat, then they would, it would actually really help the planet. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you'll become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can kind of possibly address really big world problems through human engineering.
Oh, well, isn't that interesting? And then you start to connect the dots even more. You realize that Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation spent millions of dollars funding genetically engineered ticks. He even tried to develop a tick vaccine. Gates is also a major investor in lab-grown meat. And suddenly we've got 450,000 Americans living with a rare tick-borne illness that makes people allergic to meat, and the left want us to think this is all just a coincidence.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to get all praises, honor, and glory. Scriptures out, and we'll just do it like that, you know? So let's play this real quick.
Ticks are making people allergic to red meat and dairy. It sounds crazy, but it's an allergy called alpha-gal, and it's been spreading across the United States. But it's getting especially bad right now on Martha's Vineyard. We went there and met with an epidemiologist who's been tracking this allergy's rise across the island.
But it's a molecule that's in the bite of a tick, specifically Lone Star ticks in the United States. And when it bites us, our immune system might decide foreign invader, don't like it, and I'm going to create an allergic response. Some of us never mount that allergic response. We don't actually totally know why some people become allergic and some people don't.
Now, alpha-gal is sometimes called the midnight allergy because it can hit several hours after you eat. This happened to Tom Murphy, who ate a steak dinner and then went to bed.
Everything was fine, everything was normal, and about 2 or so in the morning, I woke up and I was having trouble breathing, a lot of trouble breathing.
At that time, they had to send the test off the island. I mean, it wasn't on anybody's radar. The doctor hadn't even heard about it.
So what were the things you can't eat anymore?
Well, you can't eat anything, any meat that comes from an animal with a hoof. So no beef, no lamb, no pork, no venison.
Ticks already had been a big problem.
You hear that? Modified.
It's a very aggressive tick. When we went on a tick hunt in Tom's yard with a tick biologist, we found 2 Lone Stars among 21 total ticks.
They are a different beast. We've got a good climate here for ticks since we're out on the ocean. We have plenty of hosts, like very overabundant deer, other overabundant hosts that the ticks just have no problem finding a meal, and they just weren't here on the island before.
Yeah, so the major problem with these
Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim, Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This brother Kawakab coming at you with no lesson. Today's lesson, it's not going to be that deep of a lesson or whatever. It's going to be a quick lesson for the most part, where I'm just going to go into this. I feel like this is something. Like, this is one of the more evil and more malicious things that Esau has done, because, like, everyone, it is a known fact that most people, I think most people throughout the world eat red meat or eat, like, you know, beef, pork, and, you know, just those hooved animals. Like, that's basically one of the biggest things that people. Even I don't know, but yeah, this basically you get the point, all right? Where people, most people do eat that, and then he specifically went and got something to make people allergic to it, to stop people, and this once again goes to show how Esau has such a God complex and wants to manipulate and control people. Let me actually get this over here. I think it's 38. No, Ezekiel 28, verse 2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power, I sit in the seat of Yahweh in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not Yahweh, though thou set thy heart as the heart of Yahweh. So basically, obviously this is not talking about Esau Edom, but it's the same spirit. All right, just like the spirit of, I believe it was Cain. Hold on, I'm not gonna lie. Every time that pops up, I always forget the name. I know the story obviously, but I don't know which brother is which. Okay, Cain is the murderous brother. All right, so it's a spirit of Cain that it's just as it is the spirit of Cain for Esau to want to kill his brother Jacob, just as Cain killed Abel. Just as it's the same spirit, this is also the same spirit that Esau is coming into, where he's manipulating stuff. He wants to make us sick. He wants to make us incapable of just normal living and stuff like that. Like there's this one Eve that had said something that if you are a so-called black person and if you are ever feeling lonely, just remember that you're never alone, because some Edomite is always on your ass and stuff like that. So that's a true thing. That's a true sentiment, especially if you live in North America. Esau is always going to be on your ass. He's always going to be bothering you or some shit like that. Like it is unbearable. It's genuinely unbearable. All right, but yeah, that was basically the main thing, where no matter what you do, even if you mind your own business, even if you are trying to focus on yourself, all right, because this happened to me. I have literal personal experience where I'm over here trying to mind my own business, living my miserable ass life, all right, and then you got some fucking piece of shit Edomite that is over here bothering me for no reason at all. Like I never did anything. I barely talked to him. All right, and then I'm gonna go bother this dude, or let me talk stereotypes and some shit like that. Like it's just annoying. All right, but that's Esau. And as a matter of fact, while I'm on that, let's get that over here. I think it's Ezekiel 35. Yes, it is 35, funnily enough, and I forgot to get that. Ezekiel 35 verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Basically, the thing here is Esau has a perpetual hatred towards us. People think that, my white friends, they love me, they this, that, and the third, and whatnot. And then lo and behold, there's actually this one story that I remember hearing. I think it was this this high school teenager, so-called black girl. I don't remember how old she was. I think she was like 14 to 16 or something like that. She had went to her quote unquote friend's house. All right, where what happened was it was just her with a bunch of her white friends, and then as soon as she went to their house, they basically live streamed beating the shit out of her and whatnot, and doing a whole bunch of terrible things. And I think she ended up dying because I'm pretty sure they killed her and stuff like that, where she thought, everything was fine, we're friends, we're cool and all that stuff. And then when she was in their home, and they showed their true colors, and then they just backstabbed and killed her. Which again, like you can't. I'm not gonna lie. After I heard that story, that made me feel. Number one, that made me grateful that I don't have kids myself, and number two, that also made me think that I would never allow my kids to go over to some Edomite's house. To some Edomite's house. All right, like that. It makes me like genuinely cautious, because yes, it might be that this might be just some one-off thing, but you have to understand. It might be some one-off thing, but you have to understand that when it comes to the generality of stuff, it can happen. It could happen to anyone. Like, it's not just a matter of it was an unfortunate thing, a one-off thing. The same way, the way that I kind of try to live is not in a well, yes, in a partially prejudiced way, but it's in a more way of like, okay, so the simple fact that this bad thing has happened before to someone, that means that it could happen to me. So as a result of that, I will do what I can to prevent that from happening, or from not allowing myself to be given, or not allowing the opportunity for things to present itself, for something like that to happen to me. Hence the overcaution. All right, so it's like one time there was a roller coaster that derailed and killed all the passengers. So then, okay, well, now I'm never gonna go on a roller coaster ever again. That's basically how I mostly think. I don't think, obviously, that's not a one-to-one thing. I'm not telling you to live that way. I'm just saying, in a general sense, certain things are best left unexplored. All right, just for a lack of a better term. Continuing on, where the heck did I read first? Sirach chapter 10 verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited. So the unwise king, these demonic rulers, they are choosing all this stuff. They're saying, okay, well, we want to save the planet, quote unquote. So as a result of that, let's destroy, or let's let's kill, or let's stop people from being able to eat red meat, and by intentionally putting these ticks to go bite people, and then to make them develop an unnatural allergy towards red meat. And again, like that's just like, I cannot fathom the concept of thinking that you should intentionally and maliciously go and force someone, or forcibly give someone an allergy to food simply because you want to hog all the meat yourself, and it's more meat than you will ever fucking eat in your life. All right, it's just like it's just so childish. All right, I genuinely don't understand, and they're also acting as if they're not the ones that are causing all the problems. And also another thing is, I think they said in the video, but they're trying to push lab grown meats. And another thing that they didn't say in the video is that they want to push eating bugs instead as alternatives. These devils are saying it's better, or you can get the same protein from cow or whatever, but from locusts or from some sort of fucking bug or whatever. And again, like, I'm not gonna lie, the thought of that makes me want to vomit, because I'm not eating bugs. But again, this is all because Esau is a terrible ass leader. Let's actually get that. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this is what is happening right now, where we're supposed to be having a righteous ruler, but well, look at what happened. He's trying to fuck us over and do all this evil bull crap. All right. Next, Psalm 35 verse 8, let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself into that very destruction, let him fall. And this is what's going on, where YAHAWAH is allowing these snares and traps that Esau is setting for Jake primarily to fall upon his own people, and maybe even himself. All right, sometimes that type of stuff that happens, it's very humorous to see that, okay, well, he made all these different arrangements to fuck us over, but then the Lord is making it so that, okay, well, uno reverse or whatever, now you have to deal with it, now you have to handle it, or now you are a victim to your own traps. All right. First Timothy chapter 6 verse 9, but they that will be rich fall into temptations and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Okay, next. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Okay, and Esau is known for his pride, all right, and hence the up and coming destruction that's coming down on him. Damn it all. Over here is what I wanted to get. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise his word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swing out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So over here, trust in oppression, trust in Esau Edom is what is going to be the destruction that's gonna the rug pulled out from under you. All right. Now finally, Job chapter 36 verse 15. He delivereth the poor in his affliction and openeth their ears in oppression. And this the perfect way to end it off is that, you know, when YAHAWAH sets all this stuff up to happen, or as it's happening, you know, the righteous, the elect, the servants of YAHAWAH are going to be protected. They're not going to have to deal with all that stuff. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Yahawashi, Shem, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Bible, Shalom.